All right, picking back up where we left off. Just a few slides left, so we'll get it done with this last recording. But within resistance training, picking and choosing which one is right for you is just kind of depending on your level, your goals, what you can get out of it. But all of these can absolutely be great for developing resistance training components. So we have weight training machines like the lady up here. Okay, what's nice about them is that they're stable. They really only go in one direction. Maybe a few of them go in a few multiple directions, but these can be great for all levels, but especially for beginners because it's hard to really screw up because it's creating that form of stability for you. So it's not, and then they also come with instructions, which is kind of great. So excellent for circuit training, but then also for just that muscular development, for that total body components, and really allows them to set themselves up for proper development moving forward. With free weights, they definitely require more control, and safety can be a concern, as we talked about before. So spotters may be needed. So this gentleman may be able to handle himself, having a spotter back here, making sure that he doesn't accidentally drop it on himself or drop it too rapidly or anything like that. Should be a focal point. So the best part about free weights, though, is that there is essentially no limit because there's dumbbells, there's barbells, there's other types of free weights out there, but we can maximize their usage on so many different ways. And depending on the type of equipment, they can be manipulated, for whatever you want them to be. And that's what makes them great. All right. So the only thing just to keep in mind is just the safety thing, and that you have to be in control. The weights aren't under some sort of track or under some sort of machine. So it's something we need to keep that in mind. And then we have cables and bands, and they are basically kind of that branch in between weight training machines and free weights. They're on some sort of component, like the band's right here. If he drops them or something, it's just going to snap back down to the floor, which is great. But they can still be a little bit of safety depending on what they are being utilized as. But you can definitely perform some unique exercises with these that you may not be able to with weight training machines or free weights. Especially with bands, the tension gets increased as the more they get stretched. So that's something that we can't really, perform with the other two. So just items to kind of keep in mind. Not going to go into crazy detail with this, but it's just, for speed and power, we need to keep these components in mind. Is specificity. What are we trying to get out of the the power and speed prescription that we're outlining? Are we kind of more focused on strength? Are we looking more focused on speed? We're looking at something kind of in between speed, strength, and strength, speed. It kind of just depends. And yes, if you're really trying to improve upon, let's say your vertical jump or your throwing ability or something like that, we should be touching base on all four of these components because they all have a relation under some element. So just the items to kind of keep in mind. Again, if you have any further questions with it, please reach out to me further. Won't get into any more details about it in this class. That's more for other classes, but kind of a basic level intro into that speed and power. But then we also have plyometrics, something that people like to utilize more regularly now. I think with the emergence of certain fitness classes and CrossFit and all that other stuff. And plyometrics are great, but we need to make sure that we do not overdo plyometrics. They are designed to be explosive, improve power, and we want to make sure that we aren't just doing 40 of them at a time because that's kind of defeating the purpose, and then that's where things can get dangerous. So there's a few things to kind of keep in mind. But plyometrics are basically explosive movements that where you're doing rapid jumps like this gentleman over some boxes, and just making sure that we have that ability to sufficiently have that body control to apply enough force to get up in the air and move forward. All right. And then last but not least, we have core training. Of course, can't forget about that. It's something that either gets utilized a lot or doesn't get utilized at all, it seems like, in the gym. But the core is needed, of course, to not only for stabilization of the whole body, but also transferring that power, transferring that force from the lower body to the upper body, and vice versa. So we need it. So one of the best people in sports that advocates, essential core training for power is Mike Tyson. See all the power he generates from his legs go up through his core to his upper body so we can apply very forceful punches and everything. And there's so many different ways we can train the core. Again, future courses, we're going to hit into all these different levels and components of core work. So I recommend that you try and, take a few extra classes and, see what there is to offer. And that's basically it. Just again, a short intro into resistance training. I hope you liked it. So I apologize for the videos where I had to be in series, but hopefully they were good. Good luck on your tests. You need to have that completed by the due date that I've outlined in your Blackboard. And of course, email me if you have any questions at all, and I will make sure that you are good to go. All right. So have a wonderful day. And yeah, thanks for watching.